All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. We have a very cool knife from our friends at Remette. Thanks for sending this along. Very cool. This knife is great, and Remette is listening to the community. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to talk about it. So again, this is the Remette knife RT-Bee. Really cool. You guys know I love my swordfish, and I enjoyed checking out the other knives I've seen from them as well, like the Peregrine Falcon. And so I was talking to the folks from Remette, and they gladly sent me the Bee here. So off the base, it just looks like a fairly small but really cool looking titanium knife. What we have here is bead blasted titanium with these cool speed holes that gradually get smaller. I think it's cool that they actually have two versions of the knife on their website. They have this one that's got Remette logo on the clip, and they've got one that doesn't have it on the clip and has it on the blade. So you can get a clean blade if you want, or have the logo on the blade and not on the clip. I think that's cool. I think that's a pretty cool thing to offer there. You can see where we have a notch here for that clip to sit in, and it is screwed in from the back side. It is a titanium milled clip with a little tiny bit sticking out of the pocket. It is not reversible though, and we'll talk about what this is and why in a minute. This is a backspacer with a hidden lanyard post. You guys know that's one of my favorites. And if you want to get really cool, you could probably put a lanyard through this last speed hole. The blade, you can see the blade is showing through all of them, but if you put it on that side, you might be able to get away with it, but you have a lanyard post, so I would just suggest that. Now, you have a nice cutout to get to the flipper tab. The flipper tab is milled. It is a frame lock with a steel lock bar insert, and these really cool pivots, guys, pivot screws. I think that's pretty cool. It is tooled on only one side, and so you got that zigzaggy kind of pattern over here. Very cool. And of course, your speed holes are kind of your milling, but there is a little bit more on this side, not really on this side. You do have an interesting look here to this one. It does appear that it has a partial a steel liner in there, which is interesting, on this side, which is really interesting. I'm not sure the purpose of that, but it definitely looks like there's a liner in there, and not on this side. Really interesting design. Now you have good access to the lock bar there with a chamfer. You can see I get to that very easily. Thumb studs is your main method of opening with a flipper tab. Now what's interesting is, I say a lot of times your detent on this is really nice. And I say a lot of times when the thumb stud is dialed well, it's hard for the flipper tab to be, but this is dialed. I mean, you're not going to fail this. You saw how it came out kind of slow, but you're not going to fail it. And if you give it gas, it goes well. And then your thumb stud pops right out. And your action drops to your thumb, shake down. It is the detent, you just got to be a little low so you get, see that? You got to get low enough where it goes down. If you're a little higher on that, then it's going to get stuck on that detent ball. But just come down like that and no problem, shakes down. We are all the way out to the end, and we are dead centered, as you can see. Very nicely done. It's just a gorgeous knife, and of course it's contoured, which you guys know I love. Now, this guy is normally $239, but it looks to be on sale on their website at the time of this recording for $195, which we'll go over the specs, but that is really nice. Now, it is a small knife, but I do get 4 fingers. Now, you do have your flipper tab here that sort of holds your hand back, but I still, as you can see, I got a finger here in this well here, and then I get these 2 fingers, and this one sort of hangs on for dear life, but it feels really good. Now, you do have a sharpening, a finger choil. It's a little small, but if you kind of trigger back, it's all right. I prefer to just be back here. You got your nice jimping here, and it is a very nice cutter. Wow. I dropped my cardboard. Sorry about that. So we're just going to slice right through. You can see very nice slicey knife here. Man, really clean cuts. Now this, wow, okay. Yeah, see, I'm very impressed. Now, Stasa23 pointed out that the finish they do on their blades is very slick feeling. It really is, and it is thin. It is thin. It comes down to a nice tip, very thin. And what happens is with that coating is you get some, you take away some of that resistance that you can get from some cutting, and you're not getting any resistance from this at all. Very, very nicely done by Remette. I don't know what that finish is. We'll read here and see what they say, but I mean, it is really good. By the way, when we are locked up, we're at about 30 there. No side to side, no up and down. Very, very nice. Now, there you go. Bigger. The Rat 1 is bigger, and the Rat 2 is almost the same size. Now, again, these are $195 right now. I will leave a link down below to this beautiful knife. And it is 6.97 inches overall, which is just obviously, like I need to tell you that, just under 7 inches. I'm like, hey, did you know that 6.97 inches is just under 7 inches? Did you guys know that? The blade length is 2.8 inches. Close length is 4.02. The blade thickness is 0.12. Handle thickness is 0.47. Feels great. Not really any hot spots for me. It feels really nice in the hand. The weight is only 3.38 ounces, and it is on bearings. They call this manual fine grinding pearlescent surface effect. And I think that's what makes it good and slick. Now, it is M390 at 59 to 61, which, pretty good. It's a little lower, but for a EDC knife, it's fine, and I have not had any troubles. And if you watch Stasa's cutting videos, he didn't have any issues. Now, it is tip-up, clip, cage ceramic ball bearings, and just a beautiful, beautiful knife overall. So I'm really, really happy to have gotten to check this one out. Just a fantastic EDC, and I would say for a lot of folks, and again, with this kind of ridge right here, you get very locked in. I feel like there is no chance this knife, and by the way, the speed holes help with that. No chance this knife is coming out of my hand while I'm cutting, which for me is fantastic because knives often come out of my hands. For those that know, and so really, really, really cool. Remette, I super appreciate you sending this one along. I titled this video, and I haven't really talked about it yet. Remette is listening, guys. Remette comes in our live streams, comes in a lot of our live streams, and they're a part of the community, and they're listening. The community often, when they're in there, they're going, I like this and I don't like that, and they're paying attention, and they're really doing some cool things with their knives. They came back with the swordfish that did not have a clip. They came back to put a clip on it. They gave it a slip. They really improved the knife, and I feel like ever since then, they're improving their offerings as well. They just came right out swinging, and it is fantastic. So, Remette RT-Bee. I just realized that I forgot to talk about one important thing on this knife, and that is the toothpick. I read on Remette's site that this is called a toothpick, but it's actually not meant for what we would normally use a toothpick for, which is picking crud out of your teeth after you eat. This is what they're calling a fruit fork. So, I guess maybe in China, they go to lots of parties, and there's fruit trays and whatever, and this is your way to pick up your piece of watermelon and eat it or whatever. But either way, I think it would work, for taking out a SIM card or resetting a device, or, if you in an emergency picking something out of your teeth, or a fruit fork. or whatever you want to use it for. That is actually cool indeed as well. So guys, there you go. That is the Remette RT-Bee. Thanks to Remette for sending this one out. I truly appreciate it. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you for your incredible support and for watching the Knives Fast channel.